feel a bit, how do you call it? Burned out. Yeah, I guess that's a perfect word to use here, especially without TI. So I'm gonna see if a team like Liquid, Alliance, who are really looking forward to being able to showcase their talents at TI this year, not being able to do that, see how they will perform.
Yeah, and it's not the region you want to start to stumble in, is it? This is like a hungry pack of wolves of
Oh
players, of
yeah.
teams. Everybody wants to do well, and EU is a region to prove yourself in. And if you start to slip behind, those wolves are going to be napping at your heels, trying to grab at you, trying to bring you down and get in front. So this is a hungry, hungry region, and you do not want to slip yourselves up. But we are getting into a draft already, and some slightly unusual bans, I would say. I mean, the lone druid being banned out against Liquid is always interesting, but then
Mm-hmm.
again, it is Liquid. They do have Quakefer, and yeah, so it's a bit of an interesting one all the same. And the Bloodseeker banned out. This hero has been rising in popularity as an offlaner ever since Secret kind of debuted it at the Omega League, and since then,
Enchantress.
people have really had a chance to really practice at it. But you're expecting a Enchantress to come out from Liquid here?
Yeah, I was expecting the Enchantress. I feel like Firemen have built up some good counters against Phoenix, so I was expecting Phoenix to maybe go towards Liquid and they would counter it, but instead they actually take the Phoenix themselves. Now, Liquid is a team who plays an amazing Phoenix, so I'm not really that surprised there. And with this Dark Willow pickup from Liquid, Mars should be, there we go. There you have it. Firemen, they pick up the Mars, and Team Liquid snap picking the Sanking. They already
Wow.
know what they wanted. They were expecting this opening from 5 men on the side of Liquid because they did not hesitate one bit. Mars is Liquid's combo with the Dark Willow normally, but
Mm-hmm.
because they fully expected 5 men to take that away and combo it with their own Phoenix, they just not pick that Sanking. So you can see that Liquid was extremely prepared for this match in terms of at least the openings in the draft.
Yeah, they've done their homework, and they certainly had a good idea coming into this first phase. So now you're left with this Dark Willow and Sand King combination. It's not a classic one, but I mean, there's a reasonable amount of synergy there, right?
Oh, definitely. You got that setup stun from the Burrow Strike into the Sandstorm, and then the Dark Willow's root comes out, and she also has a stun on top of that. So you got a lot of damage inside this laning stage, or this combo with these two heroes throughout the game as well. I think it's a very strong combo. I think Stanking is an extremely underrated hero. I don't think it loses a whole lot of lanes. There are some lanes that are really bad, like for example, Anti-Mage, who can burn his mana and bully him out of the lane and such, but I think Liquid, they know all the counters to it probably by now. And there you have it. The anti-mage instantly getting banned out. One hero Sanking never wants to lane into.
Yeah, I am. Is just annoying. A very strong laner right now as well. I mean, all of the popular
Definitely.
carries are pretty damn strong laners, so it's not a great time to be an off laner.
Yeah, actually, the fact the carries are strong laners has a lot to do with the position fives being a really good matchup against the position fours in the current meta, and the fact that the position fives are bringing a lot of regen to the lanes and using that regen to heal up their carry, and that's where these carries are having that difference. In the laning stage versus the offlaners, where position fours they're a little bit more greedy, they want to play for themselves more, and the position three doesn't get that whole lot of support from the four as much as the five gives to a carry.
Interesting, interesting. Meanwhile, 5 Men have actually banned out the Morphling. I mean, this is something which a lot of teams have experimented with, this kind of goofy
Yep.
combination of the Morphling and the Dark Willow. I mean, of
Dark
course,
Willow. Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's very interesting. You get the Yags, and all of a sudden your Morphling's firing at like ridiculous range for ridiculous damage.
Yep.
But I haven't actually seen it work that well myself. But yeah, clearly it's still a respected combination. But I mean, I swear the second phase is just like ban the carry time.
Yeah, it is. If you don't first phase your carry, it's just so problematic. That's where normally we see second pick actually pick up that carry in the first phase and then just ban out 3 carries, right? So they don't have to think about it at all and they get rid of all these like tier 1 heroes. And we're going to be seeing some really goofy carries, I think, come out in this. And by goofy, I mean like the tier 2, tier 3 ish. We're going to be going into the
Mm.
dumpster a little bit to find a carry hero for both of these teams. That being said, though, I do see an Enchantress open here in this draft, and 5 men love their Enchantress at the position 5. I think it's a really good hero against Sanking as well, and it will be really good against the Dark Willow. Ench being such an amazing hero at securing a carries farm really well, and I think we're going to be seeing that come out.
Yeah, I mean, surely, right? Like, it's been such a popular pick across pretty much all
Yeah,
the regions, and in like the other EU tournaments we've had, in Challenge has been like one of the hotly contested ones, along with like
definitely.
Phoenix and yeah, a couple of others.
So there are some other popular heroes that haven't been banned out either. We're looking at Void Spirit. I think both teams can play really good Void Spirits. We got Snapfire potentially for Liquid. They can play that at the 5. Also, a strong counter into the Phoenix, or something that the Phoenix would have to think about. So you also have that available for you.
Yeah,
Lifestealer ban. I love this ban out from Liquid. This hero has been a huge menace in all the regions as well. Really good hero against the Phoenix. You can kill the egg. Extremely difficult to counter in the lane as well. You got so
yeah.
much sustain.
Walks out of arena or into arena. Just doesn't care about arena when he's got rage on as well, which is quite frustrating. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, all of these arena heroes are gone actually, which is yeah interesting. I'm wondering what Liquid actually have to come up with against this egg now. Hmm. I mean, there's still the obvious things like the Mirana, right? Like, but no one plays Mirana except NA. NA play Mirana, and everyone else is just like, nah. Like, it gets picked up occasionally, they lose with it, and they're like, okay, yeah, no, let's not do this anymore. That's just an American
It's
thing.
it's also in Southeast Asia too, very popular
Oh,
there.
right.
I think one of the reasons why Marana is not that popular in Europe is they don't play with so many disables as NA and SCA does.
Hmm.
So Marana is this kind of hero that needs a lot of setup in the game,
Yeah.
and she needs this constant flow of team fighting to make herself useful. Where in Europe we see a lot more of like this downtime in the mid game, where both teams are kind of trading farm and playing for those aura items, and then at the 20-minute mark you just have like this explosive, Roshan fight into, all the tier 2 towers falling one by one with the Aegis hero. So
Yeah.
this game, wow, these next picks are coming out real quick. Liquid
They
going
are.
for the Warlock, so they got that Fatal Bonds combo with Sanking, which is really potent, and 5 men going with the Oracle, so they got that save against the Sanking. You can dispel the Dark Willow skills quite easily, and if the Oracle does lane up into the Warlock, you can also dispel the healing from the Warlock, which is quite nice. And Liquid going straight for the Spectre, so the Spectre hero can buy drums, haunt onto the egg, kill the egg with the drum charge. Really good. And on
Yeah.
top of that, you can also haunt onto the Oracle, find him in the fights, and be able to jump him. Because if you don't jump the Oracle, then the Oracle is just going to save whoever you do jump. And that's going to be problematic.
I just realized you've summoned the Phoenix pick, haven't you, with that shirt?
Oh, yeah. There you have it.
Impressive. Impressive.
Actually,
Yeah. Bringing him out.
this is from, where is it? Oh, there we go. This is from actually TNC. TNC,
Oh.
uh, yeah, swag right here.
TNC tuning.
They
Yeah,
are the
it looks very
Phoenix
dope.
after all. Yeah,
Quite
it's
rising from
really
the ashes.
comfortable actually. Mm-hmm.
Nothing like some
And
good,
Troll
comfortable
Warlock.
merch as the Troll Warlord comes out for 5 men, and this is their. I don't know if that's their answer to the Spectre. I don't know. I feel like the Troll's a little bit further down in the trash can than the Spectre is. So I feel like 5 men definitely came out worse from this one. But do you rate the pick? Does it work for you?
So I see this Troll mainly as a lane winning hero, right? You got this Oracle Troll against Sanking, and the Sanking is not gonna have a fun game unless
No.
unless Liquid really figure out how to outmaneuver 5 men in this lane. I don't expect Sanking to, come out of this lane ahead or anything like that. So what they want to do is they want this Troll to have free farm and then
Mm-hmm.
keep building on that. Get this Battle Fury, get the Satanic, the SNY, and just become this impossible raid boss for Liquid. Because as of right now, their heroes are not really that good at dealing with Troll, and they're probably going to look to pick some kind of magical damage dealing hero that can deal with the Troll. Maybe even like a Pugna could be quite interesting. So you can just decrepify him, ignore him, kill everybody else in the fights.
Yeah, we have seen a lot of Pugna today as well, coming out from some other teams as well. So wouldn't be surprised to see them, our little green friend, saying hello. And of course, we got the Troll Warlord and the Oracle combo as well. This was very popular when Troll was very popular. He's less popular now, but certainly that combo will still remain, dropping the ultimate on him and then allowing him to get his ulti off. It's very hard to kill this Troll Warlord. And no chance of getting any like axe or anything, which is kind of hard to counter it at this point in the game because you picked it up so late. Still not sure. I mean, Spectre just feels way easier. And this entire draft from Liquid, right? It's very, very team fighty. I think both teams have a team fighty draft, but Liquid just have like a few more spells at their disposal, like a few more lockdown, a few less things they need to make work, and a few things which just like probably will work. The synergy. That's the word I'm looking for. The synergy seems really good from Liquid. And now the Void Spirit comes out from 5-man as the final pick. This has to be something Liquid were ready for, though.
Right, definitely. Void Spirit, very popular mid laner at the moment, so a lot of tempo the Void Spirit can bring into the game, and Liquid, as long as they pick something that has short, like low cooldown, I think they're going to be fine. Maybe even an Invoker could be quite interesting. And I think it's quite good against the Void Spirit as well here. So you get like a Quaswex Invoker who can create some tempo, because you already have the long cooldowns in the Spectre and the Warlock, and 5-man have a lot of low cooldown heroes too. They go with the Queen of Pain instead. Okay.
All right.
It's an interesting matchup. I think the Queen of Pain has a lot of potential to feed in this game as well against Void Spirit and a Mars. So we're going to need to keep an eye out on Koikva here. I think Kyle's the one who said it best. If Queen of Pain has more than 2 deaths, then they're not winning the game. So I might have to agree with him in this game as well. Koikva has his work cut out for him. Definitely. I'm going to see how he does against Chessie mid.
Yeah, that is an interesting pick, isn't it? The Queen of Pain is the final one. You know, I was expecting something a bit maybe not tanky, but just something which can kind of frontline through the early game for them a little bit. You know, obviously the Ember Spirit and the Storm Spirit was both banned, but they were definitely looking for something high mobility and something which can kind of do a bit of damage whilst the Spectre's kind of still coming online. But yeah, with the Queen of Pain, I don't know. It is very squishy, but at the same time, they do need that nuke damage, and there is a ton of team fight coming out from Liquid. Like this is such a high team fight. I mean, this is Liquid. This is what they love to do. But I mean, every single one of these heroes is going to absolutely love it if a fight breaks out. Same can be said for 5-men though, except maybe like the Troll and the Oracle, a little less team. You know, they don't have any of those big flashy ultimates, but still, they're definitely going to want to be brawling. I mean, I'm just expecting this one to be an absolute bloodbath.
Most definitely. I think Sanking, Queen of Pain, they're going to be playing together a lot in this game, and they need to make a lot happen as well, because when the Spectre, Haunt, and the Warlock Golem are on cooldown, that's when we're going to see 5-men just try to run at towers and take as much objectives as they possibly can. Maybe a slow first 10 minutes in the game, though. Like, as soon as that 10-minute marker comes, daytime, you get the catapults out, I think this game is going to be so chaotic, so much team fights everywhere, so you got your work cut off for you, Nomad, at that point.
yeah, I know. And I mean, we've got this now, and then later on we've got Saxa versus Sloshka coming up as well, so I'm not looking forward to casting that mess. Jesus. Yeah, there's a lot of work on our plates coming up. But no, it's looking like it's going to be a hella fun game to cast if these two teams come out of the laning phase equally. But will they come out of the laning phase equally? Because that's something we could often overlook, you know. It's something, the matchups, which are sometimes ignored. But is there anything exciting going to be happening in these laning phases, or do you not think so?
Yeah, I think the Queen of Pain versus Void Spirit is a very skill-intensive matchup, so we're going to have to check that out. And then we also have the rune control from both teams. I think Liquid has an easier time with their Dark Willow going to the runes versus the Phoenix and the Oracle on 5-men, who I think are a lot slower in contesting the runes. So if Queen of Pain can get like a really good haste, double damage on 4 minutes, 6 minutes, that's going to be maybe the game-breaking runes, I think, for Liquid in this game. So that's what we can look at. And on top of that, in the earlier game, Troll Warlord plus Oracle versus Sanking Dark Willow. I don't know how Liquid are going to do it, but this is a very, very difficult lane for Sanking.
Yeah, he could get bullied a little bit down here in the bottom as he does a bit of scouting, does a bit of deforestation. Not good, Boxy. You got to save the trees, not kill them. Come on, man. And Ace and Highlight Die. Yeah, I mean, it's a scary lane, isn't it? We'll see how Boxy can do in this one. It's going to be a case of cutting creep waves and dragging them around the back and kind of avoiding this lane here, do you reckon? Or is it going to be more of a case of them just brawling in the lane together, where the creeps meet?
I think they're just going to be brawling in the lanes. Like, we're not going to see a whole lot of creep cutting.
Okay.
At all, yeah. The Phoenix top lane can definitely drag a wave around and try to get her level 2, because Warlock can't really go there and contest because it's so slow. and sluggish and needs to try to stack camps and pull and bring the lane back. So I guess there's a possibility there, but I do think they're just going to end up fighting over top lane. They're going to try to shove this top lane in and just make that big camp pull. And there's no sentry out from Insania either onto this big camp. So.
No. Meanwhile, middle lane, the creep equilibrium already starting a bit wonky as Voxy takes some harass down at bottom. Mason Pylai off to a very strong start here, throwing down that sentry nice and early, and here comes the gamble. Which side do we put the sentry on? Is it on the left? Is it on the right? Is there any way to find out? I don't know.
Yep, it looks like top also Insania gonna go ahead and block this big camp. Misery gonna watch him block it as he blocks a small camp. Very normal things happening in this top lane, and Misery gonna get bullied out of this lane. So it's just gonna be a 1v1 situation with the Spectre and the Mars up here.
Yeah, get out of here. It's how's that one gonna work out then? The Spectre laning solo versus the Mars. Is that okay?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, none of these carries are gonna have a hard time versus offlaners. It's just gonna be a farm fest in this top lane. The action is definitely gonna be in this bottom or the mid lane, possibly. How is bottom actually right now? 3 last hits for Sanking in the first 2 waves already, so not doing too hot at the moment. I believe Paladai will be bringing out some sentries because Boxy did scale up Sandstorm level 1, and that's when it's gonna get a lot more difficult.
Yeah, and there's a little pressure coming. Although damage onto Tiger. Tiger forced to pop the Shadow Realm here. Highlight still kind of paying a visit. Ace is running him down as well. They might want to throw some spells, but no. Tiger, under the safety of his tower, will be okay.
Got his level 2 just in time.
Yeah, definitely. And Boxy's just ignoring him. He's just like, oh my god, they're not using spells on me for once. I can actually get some creeps. Meanwhile, I should be forced to use the spear, but down at bottom, the action's happening. Ace is getting low, as is Boxy. There will be Fairy Fires pop from both of them here to keep them alive, and they're just sort of trading. And that's about it.
Yeah, they got... And that's a positive trade for 5 men. They got the healing sub on the position 5, and this is kind of the meta with the position 5. You just get a bunch of healing subs, heal up your carry as he trades with the opponents, and the position 4 and 3 just can't keep up with this kind of sustain
up in the top lane. Oh, Mickey might just find him here, but he's got the dive, and it's actually going to be bottom where Boxy dies. Jesus. Oh my goodness. That Spectre got so close to killing Misery up in the top lane. But in the end, it is down in the bottom. Well, meanwhile, Mickey being chased by Jibbe. The spear does finish the job. Jesus, it actually goes the other way. It's the Spectre which goes down in the end. So that's going to be a couple of kills going the way of 5 men. Great start to the laning phase for them.
There wasn't any healing salves on Insania for Mickey to just go back and pick up there. So a little bit unfortunate for them on the top lane, and that's a really costly death, I gotta say. You don't want your carry dying like this in the laning stage whatsoever, especially while your offlane is having such a hard lane bottom. Liquid also didn't hit the sentry with theirs, so there's still 2 sentries up on watching Boxy in this lane. He's not gonna be able to hit creeps for a long time at this rate.
Liquid maybe don't know. Maybe, I don't think any changes need making just yet. I think it's okay, but it's certainly starting to get a little bit out of hand as those top 3 heroes on the last hits chart all are green.
Yeah, this mid lane going just about even, almost identical last hits as well, so not a whole lot happening here. Chessie did pick up the DD, so the 4-minute rune, very, very important. He's the one who manages to get that. So at 6 minutes, I think we're going to see some rotations coming off from 5 men. And I think 5 men are off to an amazing start at this stage.
They are indeed, yeah. And I mean, that was whilst the support, the highlight die, was away pulling, and Ace was still able to bring Sand to the brink of death. And look at that damage which Highlight die is firing out onto Tiger here as well. He is not having a good time.
Dire's structures are fortified.
He is not, and we talked about how difficult this lane really is.
Mid, very low, but Quakefer, I mean, he's not going to be able to finish the job, unfortunately. Looks like the Void Spirit will just get himself back. He's absolutely fine. He's got Fairy Fire if he needs it.
Oh, Paladai. He's in a lot of trouble here. Walks into 2 Bramble mazes and dies inside the Sandstorm. So a little bit out of position there on his end. He's got to just let them go on the troll instead and try to counter-initiate. But sometimes, you know, Paladai got those wonky deaths happening.
Yeah, the occasional misstep. You learn your lesson, and you get a little bit confident because this lane's going so damn well. You know, Ace is like, I don't even need you. I can solo this lane, and then they get a little bit ahead of themselves, forgetting that there is still a lot of damage coming out from these guys.
Ace is 1 level ahead and almost twice the last hits of Boxy. So it's very problematic for Mr. Boxy here. Good thing he's a little bit out of the sentry range, so they're not able to commit to this kill. Oracle does have plenty of damage with that level 2 Purifying Flames at the moment.
Well, you called it.
Oh, Koikva! Okay, Chessie uses his Astral Step and gets out. Koikva almost committed that Sonic Wave to try and kill him.
It's cooking it up.
Very, very low.
It's cooking up, yeah, indubitably.
So there is something we should mention. 5 men, they played through a qualifier to get to this stage, right? Oh, actually, Koikva, hold that thought.
Boxy fighting up in the bottom lane. Axis coming through, but Koikva's joining the party. They're trying to bring down Paladai. Paladai trying to kill Boxy, won't be able to do so. And now it's just going to be a singular kill onto the position of 5 men in the bottom lane. Not a huge reward for their rotation. I imagine they were hoping for a little bit more, but still, the domination continues in the bottom lane.
Oh, they make the rotation top with Chessie as well, but Shibe, he doesn't hit that spear onto the Spectre, so it's not going to lead into a kill here. So top is going to be neutralized at this point. And you got to be thinking, Paladai is like, oh, it's okay, guys. The Quap TP bottom only got a position 5. All good. Ace, you know, he survived. And there was also an Arcane Rune used by Koikva there too. So he really wanted to drop that Sonic Wave with that Arcane Rune. So it would come back much quicker.
Yeah, it's always fun to just throw your spells out when you got the Arcane Rune. That cooldown reduction just makes you feel free, doesn't it? No
Paladai. Oh, what's going on mid lane here? Just a little bit of a fight. Yeah, Paladai drops a ward in front of the sentry, so that's gonna get dewarded instantly. And going back to my first point I was trying to make here. 5 men, they came through a qualifier. So they've been playing quite a lot of Dota recently. And they've been playing, you know, with their backs against the wall. So, you know, they're quite in shape at the moment. Whereas Liquid, you know, they've had like a 3-week break, so to say. So maybe they're still trying to find their stride at this point in time.
Yeah,
So
but on the
maybe
flip
5 men.
side, you could also say that 5 men have, you know, been on show. Liquid have been able to study them. Meanwhile, Liquid themselves have been playing behind closed doors, most likely. Meanwhile, the top lane, that Phoenix is getting a little bit low there. Should be okay. Only Fatal Bond's not too much to worry about. Queen of Pain, though,
Nice
she's
scan.
coming in round the back. What's she gonna find here? Goes in with the Sonic. Oh, that's beautiful. Catches out the both of them. And Koikva does it all by himself. Gets himself a cheeky little double kill behind the tower. And then gets himself away. Was that blind? Or did he just guess
There was a
it?
haunt. There was a haunt.
The
there.
horn. Oh.
So, right, the vision from the haunt gave him the information that he needed. And there was also a dagger on the Phoenix right before that. So, very nice play there from Koikva. They even scanned that out, but, you know, they were already stuck in this lower corner and just get killed off. Unfortunately for Chessie, Oracle TP'd in first. So his TP was like 5 seconds long. He couldn't get in there and cancel the TP of the Queen of Pain and get the kill or something.
Radiant's
Like
bottom
Yeah,
tower is under
no
attack.
revenge happened. Is most
Bottom?
sad. Meanwhile, yeah, they're looking
Ace?
for another one here, and the target's going to be Ace. He's going to pop that ultimate straight away, try to turn it around onto that Sand King. Meanwhile, looking over towards Quake, but he's just kind of getting kited around right now, though, really. And yeah, Ace is going to lose life. Tries to get the deny, but no, Quake will take it. Meanwhile, Tiger dying up in the
Dire's
top
middle
lane
tower is
to,
under
oh, sorry, in the middle lane to Chessie and Misery there.
it's looking a lot like the rotations from Koikva have been spot on and
Radiant's
kind of
bottom
neutralized
tower is
5 men's
under
early
attack.
game advantage at this point in the game. The next time we're going to see a lot of teamfight breaking out is at 10 minutes with the bounty runes and then the tomes going to the supports. We're going to see a lot of key level 6s on both teams here. And then the
Radiant's
fight on the
bottom
catapults.
tower is
So
under attack.
first, bounty runes. Here we go. Where's the engagement? Top, it looks like.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a kerfuffle going on, but there's just 5 men defending their bounty rune, and yeah, no, nothing actually going on here. It's looking like it's actually looking pretty good for 5 men here. They might have found the Dark Willow as well. Willow trying to, well, there's nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. There's almost helps her out here. Tiger's still alive, but gets popped off by the Astral Step.
And there's also a rotation here from Ace to the top lane, so maybe foreshadowing that this is the lane that they want to take the tower in. Shibe also making his way back to top, so they're going to have a lot of heroes up in this lane soon.
They are indeed, yeah. Shibe kind of looking at Insania here, but not much you can do about it, to be honest. What big timings are we looking for then from these teams? Who's going to be the first one to pull out a big item, which the teams will start to play around?
I think more than an item, it's going to be their spells, right? The Warlock level 6 plus a smoke, which can lead into a big team fight right now. So he got that Sanking. He's already got like level 4 Sandstorm. And this, there's some nice stacks here. On like, you know what? Whenever you watch Liquid, you can always expect nice stacks. These guys love their stacks, and they always play off this. A little bit of advantage that it can give you. But the top tower is falling right now. They're going to need to do something about this. They don't have a whole lot of pressure bottom either. This catapult bottom is at 100 HP, so one hit from the tower, that's going to die. And here you go, Insania. Not quite yet, level 6 though.
You know, Jibe and Pylai die. Mirroring the aggression, Insania is just going to pull the creep past the tower. Meanwhile, Quakefor actually finds Ace, and they're going to drop the Haunt onto him as well, trying to bring him down. Is there any support coming on over for Ace right now? Not just yet, and they're going to get the kill. Meanwhile, up north, well, that looks like a dead Oracle to me, and it also looks like Insania actually drops the ultimate to try and keep himself alive here. My goodness, I wasn't expecting that. Anybody coming in to help him? Meanwhile, on the sidelines, it's Quakefor and Chessie kind of just throwing some spells at each other. No real hard commitment, and actually the Oracle was completely fine, by the way. So, just a singular kill onto the Troll. Feeling pretty good for Liquid, I guess.
And they had to drop the Chaotic Offering,
Jibe is kind of behind enemy lines at this point. I don't know how he's ended up here after this engagement, but this is not your neighborhood, son. You're a long way from home, and he is going to eventually fall.
Yeah, he was being chased out by that Warlock Golem and the Dark Willow, and then the Queen of Pain just had to meet up there, get that free kill onto the offlaner. Liquid, like you said, feeling really, really good at this point. And this top lane, man, this tier 1 tower is not falling. That's got to be a big pain in the butt for 5 men at the moment.
Yeah, it certainly will be as Chessie comes on over. They're really trying to force the issue now. Boxy's going to be the target, but he's just going to scuttle himself back. And they decide that, hey, you know what? This is a little bit high risk for us. So kill off the creeps, keep on this pressure. Boxy's just going to sit here inside his Sandstorm, doing his business. Meanwhile, Misery has to back himself out in the bottom lane, but yeah, the tower finally shall go down. No deny for Boxy either, but now it gets a bit awkward. His tower is gone, so he's going to try and get the Burrow Strike away, going for the TP out as well, and he cancelled. There is not. See you later. Adios.
Well played. And look at Boxy's item build too. Aghanims first. I have not seen this.
You haven't?
In like a competitive game, I believe, in a while.
I seem to remember we had like one game ages ago where somebody went for it just when the Ags was first released. I don't know, that was like a testing the waters kind of deal. But yeah, I mean, almost everyone goes for like at least a Yules or a Drums first. But now my dude's going
most popular right now has been the Veil. So you get that spell amplification and such for your heroes. And the Blink.
They're out in the bottom lane, looking for a cheeky kill, and they'll find it. Misery goes down. Meanwhile, Jibe maybe looking for a bit of revenge here, and he does land the arena onto Tiger. Tiger possibly in some trouble with that spear coming through, and that will be some nice retribution for Jibe there, getting revenge for his fallen comrade.
Yeah, not bad for Shibe. He really wants to drop that arena. He's been holding it, and this is going to allow him to just farm up a little bit too, get that Blink Dagger up, so they can start making some smoke plays on the side of 5 men as well and get that first initiation going. So let's look at some of the item completions here. Quakefor already has his Orchid ready. Insania has 15 seconds on his Chaotic Offering. Boxy still 1.5 away from Aghanims. That's quite a long time. So I think with this next Golem and the Queen of Pain Orchid, there is some potential for some plays on the side of Liquid here.
Dire's middle tower.
They can definitely go on Ace.
Feels like it. Are they baiting this one? However, 5 men are ready for it. They're smoking around the back here. This might be a bit of a messy one. Let's see how it breaks out. Ace going to be the target right now. Silenced up to start things off, but they're just dropping everything onto the Queen of Pain, and Quakefor's going to get brought down immediately. And now
that
Misery
damage.
looking across to the Sand King, but he's burrowing strike himself away, wants nothing to do with this one. And that is going to put an end to that. Wow, what a beautiful read from 5 men there, actually.
That was such a clutch kill. Like, this Queen of Pain with her Orchid reveal just getting killed off instead. It's gotta feel really bad. Was also on a 4 kill streak there.
Oh dear. Not fantastic, that's for sure. Chessie still looking for the +1 here. Boxy, though, not the easiest of targets, as Ace has now finished off this Battle Fury, so my man Troll just wants to sit in the jungle for a while, kick up his feet, blast on some lo-fi tunes, and hit some creeps.
It's a little bit concerning for 5 men, though, that the Spectre is going to be quite free to farm the bottom area of the map. Boxy getting gone a little bit. Nah, he's going to be okay.
Yeah,
so Mickey, he's just going to be playing in this triangle and bottom area. And if you look at the wards of 5 men, they've committed a lot of vision into the top and mid here. They really just want to be able to play for that Roshan and the farm for the trolls.
Oh, Boxy, the attempt again, but
Wow,
no, he actually
nice.
manages to get himself out of the arena, dodging the ultimate of the Mars, and he's still absolutely fine. They've even dropping the Supernova for this one. They want this tower so damn badly, and yet they just fortify it off, back themselves up, ready to go again. Misery wants to tank up this tower, does not want that catapult to die. They're even using the illusions to try and tank up the catapult here, just squeezing every little bit of damage they can out of this catapult like a sponge. But
They gotta get out. They cannot keep staying under this tier 1 tower anymore. Liquid, the only spell they're missing is a Chaotic Offering, but 5 men have already dropped their 2 biggest ultimates and pretty much accomplished nothing at this point. That's gonna hurt. While the Spectre was just freely farming up. Didn't even need to commit his haunt or anything of that sort to defend the tower.
Nope, nothing of value is committed. And Golem will be available in 50 seconds. The last one, of course, got us that kill onto the Queen of... no, actually, it didn't take... they tried to save the Queen of Pain with it, but it wasn't enough. So it's still waiting on that bad boy. Maybe make themselves a play. But yeah, I mean, it does feel like Liquid have been kind of a little bit caught off guard by that movement from 5 men. And back at top, when they hit their timings, you know, they're like, yeah, we got Golem, we got Silent Stick, we're ready to go in the top lane. They just get completely read by 5 men, completely torn apart. And now they kind of just, I don't know, they seem to be in the ocean without a paddle.
Yeah,
What's
they
next?
got dewarded as well in their jungle, so they can't actually make any smokes with this Blink Mars into that area. So the best thing for 5 men to do is just go back to this mid lane, right? Try to get an initiation onto the Sand King. Just kill whoever you can actually see that are playing through the lanes. You also got an Aghanim's up on the Void Spirit now, so they got quite a strong timing at this point in the game on the side of 5 men with the Blink Mars and the Ag's Void.
You know who else has got an Aghanim Scepter?
Is it a Sand King?
Yeah,
Yep.
interesting.
Very, very farmed. He's actually right behind this Void Spear at the moment in terms of net worth. Just impressive.
A very rich game. And now a smoke?
Smoke up? That's an interesting smoke. There's no Mars here. And how do they plan to take this engagement? Liquid, they really want to take this tower back, and they also have a Chaotic Offering available.
Silence out onto Chessie, but the save comes in from the sidelines. Pylai is ready for it, and now they'll throw the stun rounds on top of him as well. Just make sure he's absolutely going to be surviving this one. Meanwhile, Sand King getting pretty low. There comes the arena, catching out Boxy, and Boxy will lose his life. And now Jibby immediately looking for more. Insania is going to be the next target. Ace on top of him, doesn't want to drop a golem for this, so he is just going to lose his life.
Ooh, I mean, as soon as they saw that ulti from the Oracle onto the Void, they might have wanted to just reset. But the Sand King committed into that area after his stun in. And this Aghanim's, you know, it can sometimes feel a bit throwy, right? Because of how far you're going to stun in. Some of your teammates are not going to be able to follow up with you, especially the Warlock.
Yeah. Tiger just going to throw the fear, or at least pretend to throw the fear into Roshan. Now does actually see them. Just wants to try and make this take as long as possible. They're kind of ignoring us. He's going in for this one, actually. He's straight into the pit. Quite swaying around the side as well. They're going to drop down the golem. The pipe breaks down as they jump straight in. The Aegis on the floor. No one's actually picking it up. Quake just finally gets himself in, grabs up the Aegis. Meanwhile, Tiger is dead. Ace just wailing away at Kuiper, though. Kuiper is going to lose that Aegis as quickly as he got it. And now they're going towards Boxy as well. Boxy netted up, taking down Ace on top of him. Look at that damage coming on down. Boxy is dead. Meanwhile, Queen of Pain respawns and runs away out the backlines of that fight. That was messy, 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 and it was actually 5 men who kind of come off better. You know, they take down the Aegis of the Queen of Pain. Sure, she stole it from them. They'll be a little bit perturbed about that, but very, very happy about the fact they're able to get themselves a few clean kills. And also, the ultimates are now gone. The Horn, the Chaotic Offering, they're all on cooldown now.
Yeah, they are on cooldown. They can make a play here, but I would have to disagree with you on this one, Nomad, because
Really?
Koikwa did get the last hit on that Roshan as well. So they got a lot of experience and gold out of it. They did lose the Sanking and they lost the Dark Willow, but it's not a heavy price to pay for 5 men not having that Aegis or the kill on the Roshan. Because if they had an Aegis right now, I think they'd be running down all these towers on the map at the moment. But because they don't, I think for the next 8 minutes, Liquid just bought themselves a lot of time.
All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. We're allowed to disagree with one another, you know, like a married couple. It's all about communication. And talking about communication, Liquid have clearly communicated to get out of this top lane right now. Their hero's coming out, although maybe there's a consideration. Boxy's TPing himself in just to defend this high ground area. Interesting. Feels tense, doesn't it?
Yeah, both teams are kind of just waiting for that perfect timing. I think the problem with 5 men is they don't really have a whole lot of vision out on the map that sees Liquid. If you were to go to their point of view, all they can really see is like this Illusion's bottom pushing up the lane, or like Sanking, Sandstorming somewhere. So it's quite annoying for 5 men. And on the side of Liquid, they're just waiting for the big cooldowns, right? The Chaotic Offering, the Haunt again, and the Sonic Wave. Those spells are pretty much now back up. And if there's another engagement where Boxy gets jumped, I don't think they mind actually taking the engagement at all.
Misery just jumping into the front here. Boxy actually jumping on the side here as they pop the Horn, immediately trying to go into Pylai Die. Can they take him down in turn? The Oracle, he pops an ultimate onto himself just about in time before he drops on. Meanwhile, Koikwa with a nice ultimate from the backlines brings down Misery, and Pylai Die should be falling as well. Meanwhile, Ace just being controlled up in the front. What is this? He's doing a little jig through the team fight right now, but does finally break out of his dance of death and gets taken down. Beautifully done by Team Liquid. A catastrophic series of events for the side of 5 men here as they take that fight absolutely perfectly.
Wow, that was actually so cool. They were trying to make the engagement onto the Sanking, and Boxy's like, nope, I see you, Oracle. Pops the stun onto him, Spectre instantly haunting in, forcing the Oracle to cast a false promise on himself. And every time Oracle has to cast a false promise on himself when he's out of position like that, it's just such a disastrous fight. And 5 men, they're just not able to keep up with all this AoE damage coming out from Liquid when the Oracle gets caught off first. I mean, this is an example of where Pylai Die needs to value his life way more and needs to position himself extremely far away from his allies and make sure that Liquid has to overexert themselves to try to catch him in the fights.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. He's made himself a little bit too tempting of a target there. He just stays a little bit further back and saves whoever it is they jump on. Obviously, that's the ideal Oracle play, but he knows that. It was just a really nice jump from Liquid, honestly.
Right, you got to use the example of when the Void Spirit got jumped and popping the false promise and turning the fight around as your best example, right? So let's hope that Pylai Die is gonna do that.
Koikwa again, looking for someone, and that someone's gonna be the Oracle immediately unleashing onto him here, and there is nothing he can do. Nothing Jibby can do either. He just has to sit there as his teammate dies, and there's a BKB forced out from Koikwa there. They'll trade an ultimate for BKB. Seems pretty worthwhile. Misery just turning up, flapping her wings a bit, saying, hey, Koikwa, not over yet. And now Chassis jumps in. No BKB available on this Queen of Pain. This could be a real opportunity for them as Ace gets on top of him as well, and Koikwa melts like butter in the sun.
Was that me or Koikwa just like not respecting the potential chase down and blinking away right away? I think he was maybe a little too confident there because he popped that 9-second BKB. So overall, very great exchange for 5 men. They traded an Oracle for a BKB and a Queen of Pain. So happy
Good
5
stuff.
men there.
Yep, and Oracle, he's already back, fighting fit, running out of the base, ready to get involved. But yeah, I mean, all right, let's have a look at some net worths then, because Ace, obviously, he's on top. He's a big man. He's got himself this Battle Fury. Yasha completed. Is this a Sanj coming out to him as well? No, it's a fully completed BKB heading his way.
Huge
and that is why they're smoked.
Yep, and he even has 3 deaths in this game, and he's still the most farmed hero. That's just incredible. the side of Ace.
Feels good to have that Battle Fury. Good farming hero, this guy. And now they jump forward, they found themselves a target. This Sand King is looking like a meaty boy. They want to chop him up and have him for dinner, and they will do exactly that as Loxy loses his life on the enemy side of the map. And 5 men, well, what can they turn it into? Top's looking tempting, mid's looking tempting, although a little bit defendable for Liquid, so they're going to try and get this top tier 2. Why not?
Yep, should be quite free without the Sand King. And Liquid definitely don't want to be smoking up to defend their safe lane tower when it's already been surrounded like this. And this is where I think 5 men are just going to keep playing in the top and mid area and prepare for the next Roshan. This next Roshan is going to be everything in this game. 5 men get this Roshan, they get cheese, they get Aegis, they can walk up to the high ground and force Liquid to deal with this 2 lives on the Troll Warlord. And on the side of Liquid, they need to stop that Rosh because I don't think they're going to be able to stop a Aegis Troll Warlord in this game.
No, I do not think so. Ace is a scary, scary boy. He will come for you, and yeah, they've got good kite. We've seen that. I was surprised at how well the Warlock worked into that. We saw the Battle Trance Troll kind of skipping along the floor as he was slowed down by the upheaval, which looks somewhat amusing.
It was actually the Terrorize from the Dark Willow. So he was feared.
Okay.
Yeah, he was trying to run away, but also run in with his Battle Trance to fight something. It just
couldn't make up his mind. Do I stay or should I go now? Meanwhile, the Horn actually comes down along with the Chaotic Offering as they try to grab on them, but they're not actually taking that much damage. Solid Wedge comes through, but they have taken down Boxy already as the Supernova comes crashing on down. Spectre's going to be the target, and Spectre will die as well. My goodness, what was that fight? Liquid.
Wow, okay, so they get jumped first on the Sand King. The Spectre pops a Haunt, goes straight for the Oracle, but the Oracle this time was very far away. So the Spectre was only able to jump the Oracle on his own, and the Oracle, all he had to do was just drop the ulti, and the Spectre haunted back into the team fight, but then he was in the middle of a Troll Warlord with the
no,
BKB.
Tiger!
Oh boy.
Shadow Realm! No, not enough. Jibbe comes in with a big old slap on the bum to send the Tiger to the grave for 45 seconds. And, well, tier 3 tower starting to drop, getting pretty low. Even a Meteor Hammer being committed from Misery now as well. They've got a lot of DMGs to drop down on this tier 3, and it shall certainly fall. Liquid.
They don't have a wave, though. That's the backdoor protection. Quakebar has been skipping the creep waves. As soon as his Sonic Wave went on cooldown, he realized this fight is not for him anymore. Started pushing out the mid waves, and that's gonna save Liquid a racks.
Very nice from Quakebar. This seems to happen so damn often as well. Like, if there's one man who knows how to make a game drag out, then it is certainly Quakebar. That's why we see so many of these crazy long Liquid games, because these guys, they know how to play on the back foot. I think
hey, man,
one of the most annoying teams to beat, I would say.
These are ex-Alliance players, right?
Yeah.
The famous Loda coaching them at some point, so they know how to drag games out. They know how to rat. They know how to split push, like you said.
But now into the Rosh Pit we go, and without the ultimates, Liquid will not be super interested in trying to contest this one, which feels pretty bad for them, really. I mean, they kind of needed to, as you mentioned before. This Troll now with Aegis, Basher, BKB, Yasha. He is an absolute beast. Oh, and why not give him a Paladin sword? Why not? Yeah.
Jeez. This is a big problem for Liquid at this stage. I mean, they got their work cut out for them. They're going to have to figure out how to jump the Oracle and the Phoenix while cutting the Troll Warlord in the engagements. The other heroes on 5 men here, they're quite tanky too. Like this Mars and Void Spirits. They're very difficult to try and burst in the team fights for Liquid.
Yeah. And as we saw from the last fight as well, even when Liquid get all their ultimates off on, 2 or 3 heroes, it doesn't matter anymore. They've got the BKBs. There's no way to stop them getting those bad boys off, other than a very short Chaotic Offering, so huge problems. Is this common on Warlock to go for the Veil, by the way?
I think it's a really nice item. You want someone on your team to buy that regardless. So the Veil kind of helps with your spells, doing more damage, but it also helps your teammates quite a lot. So it's just like a amplification for your allies. So you can consider it like an aura.
Okay, interesting.
I like it. I really do like it.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
That's increasing his usefulness, increasing a little bit of the damage of his Chaotic Offering, and oh yeah, Shadow Word, that famous DPS spell.
Oh, Chessie.
Well,
he found the Sanking.
Yeah, there's a sneaky little crab trying to grab an outpost at 29 minutes. We'll have to pay him a visit and teach him a lesson. And BO3, well, has he learnt it? No, he hasn't. He's on the run, actually.
Wait,
not bad, but Fortune's End tracking him down. He's still got to keep on going. 5 seconds till the burrow strike. That's feeling like an eternity for Boxy right now. Jibe, spear misses, but the right click will not.
That was so close. I mean, he did
so
buy
close.
his team a lot of time to push out the lanes, but that was a very scary attempt on the outpost, considering there was nobody showing bottom.
Was indeed. Was indeed. Oh, look at the supports. They're trying to bring down Ace's first luck. Are they? They've got it. He's popping the BKB
okay.
for this. Uh-oh. Run, Insania, run! And he doesn't have a target anymore. Yo.
Wait, that's amazing.
That's so sick.
What?
Ace
Yeah,
just
that
got
was
outplayed.
amazing. Yeah. And now they don't have the ultimate on the Troll Warlord. I think they're going to be a bit reluctant to push this as well. They're really delaying this Aegis big time on Liquid. And you really don't want to take any 5v5 engagements into this Aegis whatsoever. Like, you'd rather give up a Rax if you didn't push out all the lanes than take a 5v5 against this Aegis, if you're Liquid. So, whatever's going on right now is absolutely beautiful. We got, like,
So
what,
sick.
2 minutes left now?
Yep.
And there's like a tier 2 tower still up for Liquid that 5 men really want to take out.
And they're going to be getting frustrated at this point because, you know, this was their go time. This was their time to shine. Liquid, they've just kind of played them a bit. And, you know, frustration leads to mistakes. And that's what Liquid ultimately need to come back into this one. Maybe they can get it.
I'm really liking the Spectre's item build this game too. Diffusal Blade, and now going into the Butterfly with the Manta. You got a lot of tanky heroes on 5 men. So just burning their mana off and trying to make these heroes pretty much useless in the engagements is a really good way to go.
Well, the final outer tower does fall for the side of 5 men. But, you know, they wanted more, and they're still looking for more. What's the play?
Well, you got about a minute left on your Aegis, so you have one last attempt right now, and you got your ultimate back up on your Troll Warlord.
Yep.
I think Liquid are going to try to delay this as much as they possibly can, and maybe try to get an engagement as soon as the Aegis runs out.
Phoenix just comes rolling on through with the Meteor Hammer. Pings are coming out onto the Troll here. I'm not sure if that's a target you really want to jump right now. They jump the sidelines here. Tiger, he's going to do the target. It's Chessie popping the BKB pretty early here, but they want to try and bring down this Willow. She is low, and she is going to die. Takes a bit of time, but they get Tiger. Tiger has buyback now, so the opportunity for her to come into this fight is definitely alive. Ace just chipping down at the barracks. I mean, this is Liquid just evaluating this, just being like, you know what? It's fine. We've cut the creep wave. They do buy back from Tiger. I'm very surprised about that, but maybe they want to make a fight of this. They certainly do. Go in the back. They find the Oracle. Oracle's dead. Pylon Die goes down. He does buy back, but it's going to take him some time to get back into this one. Meanwhile, Supernova comes down. Boxy might be the target here. Certainly is. It's just the one hero going down, though, and now the Chaotic offering into the Fear as well. And now the Sonic Wave comes cutting through Kuiper, jumping into 3, doing so much damage. It's not really resulting in any kills just yet. It's only the Aegis which has fallen so far. Meanwhile, Jibe, he's in some trouble being taken down. Insania trying to follow him, but in comes the ultimate. He's back. Pylon Die saves his friend. And now they look across towards the Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain stands up, being beaten down. She is going to lose her life. Dead for 85 seconds. Meanwhile, Mickey getting a little bit kited here. And look who's back. It's Ace in the backlines, looking for a kill onto a Spectre. Popping that ultimate, popping that BKB, trying to rip through her defenses. Chessie trying to help out as well. He's pretty low, though. They're both going to fall. Mickey and Chessie both die. Ace is the winner of this fight. 5 men, they managed to make this spaghetti messy fight go their way.
Oh, that looks so beautiful from Liquid at first. They jumped the Oracle right away. Paladai buys back, TP's on the outpost, tries to walk his way back into the team fight. As the fight was developing, Koikba was able to get this massive Sonic Wave. But it just wasn't enough because Oracle made it back to the fight, dropped the ulti with Jibe having like, I think 50 HP or something. Managing to save him and then putting Koikba really out of position, trying to go for that kill onto the Mars, and that's how the fight just turned around.
Yeah,
and now 5 men get a free Rax, buyback from the Koikba too.
Yeah. It's sometimes just in the right place at the right time. The immediate buyback, no hesitation from Pylon to get back into that one. Like, yeah, okay, dying in the first place, maybe not the best idea for the Oracle, but still able to be where he's needed. It just means that next fight, he needs to play so carefully, because if he gets caught out again, he is not going to have that option. He's not going to have the buyback, and that could spell trouble.
It would have been
so
really
integral
nice
to
if
these
Boxy
fights.
had enough gold in that team fight to be able to buy back too. Because he was the key missing factor for Liquid to be able to turn this game around on that engagement.
Absolutely, absolutely. Oh, 5-man. I mean, I don't think they want to go high ground without an Aegis, right? Like, they have to
Radiant's
wait.
top tower
Yeah,
is under
definitely.
attack.
They're very happy to just wait out the Roshan, wait for it to respawn and just get the third one. This next one could have an Aghanims or Refresher on it, which is very important as well. You can have potential double eggs, which is already very hard for Liquid to even kill one egg at this point in the game.
Yeah. Yeah, these eggs have been quite effective. They never really put themselves in a great position to kill off these eggs. You know, they did go for the drums on the Spectre into the Diffusal. So, I mean, Mickey is hitting pretty damn fast. But, I mean, there's not the opportunity for you to just TP in and start hitting an egg when there's a Troll Warlord in the game, really, is there?
Mm-hmm. But, I mean, we just gotta talk about the Aegis, right? Like, that's just what they want. We can talk about the eggs, we can talk about the refresher, the cheese, and whatever, but all they really want is just the third Aegis and just use that second life, where Liquid need to commit so many things to even kill one Troll Warlord.
How do they do it? Well,
I don't know. Yeah, I think that's the problem with the draft, is that they went all in onto this team fight and they're pretty much just getting countered by BKBs and Aegis.
But
So
to be
unless
fair,
they take it away from them.
BKB down to 7 seconds, you know, it's going to get lower. And with outside of the BKB, I think this Troll doesn't have the freest of games, right? You've now got the Heaven's Halberd up on the Sand King. He's got insane maneuverability. Every hero on the side of Liquid has really great maneuverability, except for the Warlock, who can just dump down and upheaval, and probably isn't going to be your first target for a Troll Wall anyway. So I think that's something we're going to have to consider as the game gets later and later, and that the Troll might not be the unstoppable force he is right now with this big long BKB, and as it gets shorter and the game gets later and heroes get tankier, it becomes a little bit harder for the Troll Warlord to play in these team fights.
Oh, definitely. One of the biggest weaknesses of Troll Warlord is getting kited without his BKB. Oh, Boxy. Ooh, okay. He's out.
Is he? They're going in. Yeah, they're committing to this one. Haunt's even being thrown down by the side of Liquid here. That's a big commitment from them as they try to jump at the backlines. Looking for the Oracle, who immediately just drops that ultimate down on himself. No hesitation from him. Meanwhile, jump forward from Boxy doesn't quite land. And, well, a little bit of poking, a little bit of prodding. A Haunt, a false promise, but no real climax here. Although I say that they jump forward here onto Boxy. Boxy's losing his life and he is down for the count. They're trying to get themselves out on Liquid. They realize that fighting is going to be kind of difficult, especially with Ace inside that ultimate. But now the BKB ends and now the damage comes in. Ace in some trouble. They've got the Chaotic Offering onto him as well. And there's nothing to save him. He's dead. And now they look towards Misery as well. Misery just about getting off that Supernova. Shibby trying to fight this. Can't they kill off the Supernova? They're trying. They're hitting. But they're just oh my god, Pylite Die gets knocked just from the sideline. Is it enough to actually bring down Mickey though? I think he's in some real trouble here. They've got him surrounded. They've got him dead to rush. Oh my goodness. 5 men just in time. Pylite Die. I mean, he might have made a couple of mistakes in this game, but that was a godly disarm. He couldn't have timed it better.
That was amazing. They got baited so hard. It was like the last hit left onto that egg.
Oh my goodness. 5 men are playing some goddamn Dota 2, and it is an absolute treat. Liquid, they buy back on Mickey and Insania. They want to try and hold on to this one still. They've got the Sand King back in 7 seconds as well, so, you know, without the Troll Warlord, it's a very, very slow push. A couple of taps on the tower. It looks like they not even going to be able to get the tower. In fact, Spectre coming in, looking towards Jibbe here. Jibbe wants to run, but unfortunately he's being upheavaled now as well. Oh my goodness, trudging through the snow, but in comes Boxy with the epicenter, and they will be able to kill off Jibbe.
Oh, this is quite concerning, because now the Mars has to pop his buyback to stop Liquid's attempt on Roshan if Liquid do decide to go for that as soon as the Queen of Pain is alive. And I think they need to do it, because if they give away Roshan to 5 men, they might as well just call GG here. So they're gonna have to make some kind of play onto this Aegis. Has cheese, refresher, and they're pinging it out on Insania. They know how valuable this is. And Spectre can actually do Rosh quite quickly with this build.
Yeah, they're not going to take a long time. Let's see, 5 men. How long can they delay this for? Can they delay it? 45 seconds.
The burr. The
yeah, little courier, little chicken comes diving into the Rosh pit. Hey guys, what's going on? Oh, I see you taking Rosh. All right. They're gathered. They're up here on the high ground. Side of 5 men, and there it is. The Mars buyback comes out, and that sound means Liquid need to get themselves the hell away. Meanwhile, quietly on the sidelines, Misery's just very calmly bought himself a refresher orb. So
okay.
keep that in his pocket.
All right. That's a pretty early refresher orb for Phoenix there, gotta say.
He got jealous of Roshan with his refresher shard.
Yeah. Oh, Spectre is actually level 25 now. Are there any other level 25s at this point? Troll's almost there. Queen of Pain, that's a big one.
Yeah.
If the Quap can actually get to level 25 in this game, that's going to be quite huge.
Oh, with the Spell Prism as well.
Oh,
Arcane. Oh my goodness. If only she could get it immediately.
Yeah, I mean, there's a tome, right? There should be a tome available somewhere on the side of Liquid. But that's still way too far away from the 25. This Roshan is going to be fought over well before that. Maybe if they can get like a pick off on an Oracle, the Quap might just get 25 in the middle of the engagement.
Goodness me, so many timings coming up. I mean, these fights are going to start to look completely different pretty soon. This Spectre as well, she is just like becoming an absolute beast with this Witless Shaco, 5% dispersion talent. That's a lot of health, that's a lot of damage resistance.
Smoke
a
up.
lot of meat.
And that's what I love about Dota, right? There's so many tiny details that can pretty much turn the tides of the fight.
Quite right, sir. And now Liquid coming in from the side here. They might not be expecting this one. Can they find Misery? Horn comes down, but immediately looking for a target. But the BKBs actually came off in time, so they didn't get in with the Burrow Strike, but they get Oracle in the backlines. The big target's down. So cut through the Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain dies as well. And now they actually get the Torn off onto the Dark Willow, so she gets brought back into her demise. But a buyback comes out from Tiger just as quickly. Meke, is he going to fight up into this one? Misery pops a second supernova right in their faces, and Ace comes through with that battle trance, but gets disarmed up pretty quickly, but it doesn't make a difference. Meke's going to die. 125 seconds. No Spectre. Boxy might be heading the same way as well. Though I say that, Tiger's trying to make some magic happen, but unfortunately, he's no Harry Potter. He's going to get cut down as well, it looks like. Tries to get away. Will not do so. The Dark Willow is dead, along with 2 of her teammates, and that was a dieback from Tiger as well, by the way. And now the Roshan, and very likely a lot more than that is going to go the way of 5 men.
Yep, and that Queen of Pain, she just got sliced up by the Troll Warlord as soon as she blinked into the engagement. And I think Misery just pressed R twice and just took his hands off the keyboard the entirety of that team fight. And they won.
He pressed Q in between, but yeah, that was about it. And that's all he needed to
do. That's all he had to do in the engagement. Oh man, this is real bad.
Yeah.
Real bad for Liquid.
70 seconds, no. Oh, they're just going in here. Jesse is not messing around. He is here to play. And Boxy will have to break himself out. The buyback comes in from Koikver. They will make one last effort here. With 2 heroes down, though. Liquid, can you do it? Can you defend?
Voice Spirit has 4 silences, by the way. He's got a refresher orb. A refresher shard.
Now gets stunned up, so we won't be seeing a second, but Jibbe comes in through the side. BKB prop from Quakefoot as well here. They don't know who to go on though. Boxy is just kind of running himself forward here because the Ancient's actually exposed and taking damage, but Boxy goes down, buys back into it, but they are just taking down the Ancient. They know where the money is, and they're going to take down Throne and win game number 1. 5 men, well, it looks like there's going to be a day of upsets. They take the victory in game number 1 of this best of 3 series against Team Liquid. Wow, what a performance.
Indeed, what a performance. I think in Europe, especially in the other tournaments and such, we saw Phoenix have not such a high win rate because everybody keeps first phasing it and there's some counters to it. In this game, I really feel like Liquid kind of dropped the ball on what they wanted to do to deal with this Phoenix Mars opener. Like, they expected it. They went with the Dark Willow Sanking, but then I think they forgot about what the opponent can do in their safe lane. They picked this Troll, they picked this Oracle, they just dumpster the Sanking in the lane, and things just started to slow down for Liquid quite a lot. But yeah, 5 men, amazing spellcasting in the mid game, late game, their positioning. They understood how to play the map properly. They controlled this Roshan extremely well. They made Liquid constantly have to get away from their comfort zone to deal with this pressure 5 men were applying, and it just wasn't enough with their draft.
It really wasn't. It really wasn't. They tried their hardest. I mean, this team fight lineup of theirs looked great, but unfortunately, 5 men, they just seemed to catch the edge over them one too many times, and with some really nice spell usages, as you mentioned, they were able to keep on top, keep the pressure up, and keep on beating them throughout that mid game, and yeah, I mean, leading them to the late game advantage. I mean, it's always scary though, you know, I could never count Liquid out of a game, and it did seem like there were some points in that game where they were close to coming back into it, you know, when they were trying to make the cutting the creep waves, you know, it feels like they had to win like 3 times as many fights in that game compared to what you would have to win against any other team, just because Liquid, you know, they're just doing all the little micro plays to put themselves in an advantageous as possible position. Alrighty, well, that's going to be it for game number 1, but don't go anywhere as we've got game number 2 coming up very shortly here at the OGA Dota